Mississippi Outdoors is sponsored in part by Van's Deer Processing and Sporting Goods.
Riding through the bayou, headed for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent. We'll take it to the Delta, to the gray and white shores. There's so much to see and do, Mississippi Outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi Outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi Outdoors, the great outdoors. Mississippi Outdoors.
Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. Thanks for joining us.
In our first story, we're headed to Warren County.
We're going on a special deer hunt with Catch a Dream Foundation.
Let's go.
Come back this way.
We're in Warren County at Terra Wildlife on a Catch a Dream hunt with Drake Axon. Now, I saw Drake at the shooting range and he is spot on. He's here for a 3-day hunt, but I think he'll do it before then.
The vitals, right, in the lung, that's a huge target. And when we want to stay off the shoulder, up the leg, we're gonna go back here and get our hearing protection on and let you pop off a few rounds.
That's a nickel group.
He said a nickel group, that's what I'm talking about.
Drake was a baby. When he was 2 years old, he was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. He had a tumor come up in his neck, and we did a biopsy, and it was a neuroblastoma, but we luckily, by the grace of God, they caught it early. It was in stage 2, and he was treated, went through extensive treatment, a lot of radiation, a lot of chemotherapy, 2 stem cell transplants, and they saved his life. It was by the grace of God. He lived a normal life, hunted, went to school, done everything he wanted to do. Let's see, in 2020, he told his mama he was having what he could call deja vu. It's kind of like an aura feeling. That's a telltale sign of a brain tumor. We took him to the doctor, and they actually found a few spots in his brain. Went in and removed all they could, done some radiation, thought we had it all, and then a couple weeks back, done a routine scan. Another tumor showed up. They went into the 21st of December, took it out, and we got our fingers crossed, and hopefully they've got it all out this time. We were hoping they do.
I'm beyond excited just to have the opportunity to come out here to somewhere I've always wanted to come out and be able to kill a deer out here.
Did you bring your pole? You can fish some?
I did.
He don't leave home without his
I was
pole.
going to say, you probably don't leave it.
He don't leave home without a pole.
We've both always wanted to come out here, and
we watch hunting TV a lot. That's just what we do. We watched some of Dream Season on it when he was young, and we've just always seen Terra, and this is like the place. I mean, it's it's always on the bucket list of places to go.
it's always a thrill. When a big deer walks out, you get buck fever. Something you just got to experience.
You get buck fever?
We can now take our orange off, put it in the bag. We've killed 9 out of 10 right here, 90 to 150 yards.
Yes.
But we have had 2 right out of this northwest window. That's what we want right there. That's 100 yards to those. See these trees right here? Mm-hmm. That's 100 yards. We're about 125. You just hold on to the gun, and I'll slide you just like that right there, right?
I'm good.
Well, we hunted 320 with a bow and arrow. That's October, November, December, January. It's 4-month season. We had 16 people every 3 days. We're gonna go back to around 12 every 3 days. Where you're sitting, we call it Little Africa. In the summertime, it's really sandy. big sandbar you spill in the river, and the trees just, they really lose their leaves late in the summer, and it kind of looks like, reminds you of little Africa. But it's right in the middle of the property, and it gives us something to hunt deer going to. We have a lot of small food plots off of it, right, kind of staging areas to hunt, but only one gets to shoot a rifle in it this whole year. One person, and that's you. Ladybugs all over the place. Right here. Find the point in the woods. Now come to the right, see the deer that's feeding.
I see.
Now look to the left of him and look at the one bedded right on the edge of the ground. I mean, right on the edge of the plot.
I see.
You see him bedded down,
Oh,
buddy?
grown.
How about that? Keep trying to be easy. He's coming to us. Gotta hurry, gotta hurry.
Take your time.
Hey,
Take your time. Let him
squeeze it off.
Let him come on up here just a little bit.
Hey, you got time, you got time.
Boy, big boy. He's sliding in. Well, yeah, he's sliding.
Drake.
You ready for it? Anytime. Yeah. Meh. Meh. Down in the field, boy. Yes, sir. Some of that in the field right there, right behind us. I'm talking about 75 yards.
Thank you, sir.
Heck yes. Safety? Safety?
Safety zone.
Awesome. Thank you, Lord.
About that, boy.
Woo!
Good shooting, buddy. Good shooting.
I'm gonna tell you this, dude. My year's made. My season is made right there. I'm telling you, my season's made. Hey, we can drive the truck up to that. You want to run, don't you? I can see it. You want to run. I can tell.
I do.
You want to run. Fully mature deer.
Them does were looking at us pretty hard back behind the stand. Wasn't really, I don't think any of us were really expecting it right then. It came out right there, close to us, 50, 60 yards. Got it done.
I'd say you did, young man. I'd say you did.
Nothing else like it. It's awful.
Look here, 1, 2, and 3. Good bases, beautiful deer. Broke ear, warrior. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We thank you.
Again.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Truck, I'll be back.
That worth the ride, buddy?
I believe so.
Yes, sir. Sure would.
This is a catch a dream tradition right here. Every child that harvests a deer out of this blind, they get to sign the wall and put their brass. Most of them put it out the window they shot it out of, or just sign it anywhere in particular.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, it takes long.
I heard it. I was standing right down here.
What we got? Dude!
Whoa.
Dude! There you go!
Gunga Dan.
Man!
Drake has always been an outdoors boy. He was driving tractors way before he was driving trucks. He's loved hunting, fishing, all of his life. We're actually from a little small town, Georgia, outside of Augusta, Deering. We live in the rural area.
We have a lot of farmland around us, so a lot of hunting and a lot of fishing, riding four-wheelers, just being outdoors. You know, Drake, he's been through so much in his life. He never complains. Not once has he complained about anything, about having to go to treatments, having to miss anything. He's always been very positive. I can say that he has had perfect attendance through school for 10 years. End of elementary school, middle school, and high school. He never missed a day of school, even with all of his treatments and things. Yeah, so he just goes right along.
We never really talked about it. Like, we just acted like nothing was going on, and he was always positive, so it made it good.
Drake is actually, he's a case where medically he was at a position where he couldn't travel for a little while, and on his application he had a specific Terra whitetail request. And so for us, having the relationship that we have with Terra, long-standing relationship, we said, well, that could be a very good fit. So here we are, fast forward a little over a year now, and well, he's here, just killed a monster deer yesterday, and he couldn't be happier. Quiet, reserved, but I think his wheels are always turning. Smart and cool and calm under pressure. He's a bass fisherman, so of course he knows how to lie a little bit when needed. This family's a family from Georgia, just a good Southern family and very respectful young man.
But that is the main Mississippi. Right out there. You're looking over the state of Louisiana.
Families that have a deep-rooted faith and their ability to handle situations. It doesn't necessarily make it easier, but they have something to reach out to and hold on to. They've got a really strong family unit, so that's always great to see with families that have gone through the journey that they've already been through and are still going through.
So all kind of interesting things that's in the river.
Yes.
That's the number one thing the kids want to do when they go. I say number one or number two is either go fishing or come down to the river. This is our redneck beach.
Working in the arena that I do with dealing with kids' life-threatening or terminal illnesses, it can be challenging, certainly challenging, but it's very rewarding knowing that we have an opportunity to not only impact their life today, but have an eternal impact as well.
Practice makes perfect. Enjoy our whole range of options.
In our next story, we're headed to Yalobusha County.
We're going trolling for crappie at Enid Lake. Here we are Friday morning. We're in North Mississippi this morning on Enid Lake. We're fishing with Mr. Dave and Chris Godwin. And Dave, you worked for the Game and Fish for a while, did you?
Yeah.
26 years?
Over 25 years.
26 years. So we're gonna do crappie fishing, crankbaits. We're gonna start out at different depths, different color crankbaits. And I can already tell these guys have done this several times before. So hopefully we'll find the fish. That's kind of the key of the game. Find where the fish are staging up, see what we can catch, and then go from there. Good thing is I don't see many boats on the lake, so if we start catching them, we don't have to worry about traffic too much. So here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get some fish.
All right.
So we're trolling crankbaits this morning on Enid. We're going to start about 1.8 miles per hour and adjust accordingly. Sometimes we have to slow down a little bit. Sometimes we have to, we're able to speed up a little bit. But the game plan basically is to cover a lot of water and try to find fish. We've got several lines out with crankbaits. We're watching the sonar, seeing where we're marking fish. We're going to start on the south edge of this lake and cover some of these creeks and points that intersect the lake on the south edge. And so that'll be our plan to start this morning.
Sun comes up, things are going to change a little bit too. This cloud cover burns off. So colors change throughout the day sometimes too, Kevin. You start off with one set of colors, catch great, sun gets high, and you got to change everything out all over again. So you're constantly just monitoring what's going on with your color patterns and what the fish are biting on. Well, we're purely recreational fishermen. We still working full time. We get to do this once, a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on what we got going on and what the weather allows us to do. So I always kind of keep an arsenal ready when I want to switch. These are 200s, and since we're getting into some shallower water, I may switch a couple rods out. So that is going to be a crappie by the looks of it. That's on the 200 I just switched over to.
Yeah, we may need a little more of that, get above these fish.
Can't tell size anything yet.
Pretty fish.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, pretty fish. Really swallowed that thing.
They're like in black. So we were in some shallower water, and I switched crankbaits from a 300 bandit down to a 200 bandit just to kind of get it swimming higher in the water column. And that may be what we need to do, especially with this cloud cover. Fish may be up a little bit higher in the water column. And it seemed to work on that one, so I'm not sure this is,
Catfish?
Oh yeah, it is a crappie. He was pulling pretty hard, so I couldn't tell. Looked like he inhaled it a little bit too.
Make the travel team.
I like it when they make the travel team.
About 12 1/8.
Enid is a great little lake. It's one of the, what we call the Big Four. But one of the things that it's really well known for is that it's got the world record crappie. And even though it's a really old record from 1951, that crappie was reported to be 5 pounds, 3 ounces. And then it also has the record for the spotted gar and the short nose gar. And I think that spotted gar was about 8 pounds. I don't remember what the weight was on that short nose, so. Tater chip.
I should let Dave reel that one.
Little fella.
Little fella. You gonna go back? That'd be a crappie, I believe. He ain't on by much either.
It'll be a close one.
Got it.
Looking to be over 12. Oh yeah. He's about 12.5-inch fish. Good job.
That does look like a good fish. Mouth on it looks great. Woo, look at that fish.
Good fish right there, y'all.
Dang, look at that.
Yeah, so obviously we came through a little pod of fish there, had a couple of bumps and caught a couple pretty quick. That's a really good fish. That's probably a 16-inch fish. still trying to figure out what colors are working best, and really still trying to find where the fish want to be. So we'll just keep working at it, try to scratch us out a little mess of them. Kevin, that's a little over 15-inch fish. And that's a fish that back pre-spawn would have probably been, you know, 2.5 pound fish or so. We're catching them at the lowest point in their weight in the late summer like this. You know, they've lost a lot of their weight that they might have. Right. Measure him and see if he'll make it. Yeah, he does. It's a 13-inch fish.
Tie the rods to the holders, and then I don't have to break everything down. I don't have to worry about losing a rod out the boat.
We got a creek in behind us that's coming into this lake, and then a couple of points coming out in it. So this path that we're going to take is going to intersect a bunch of contour changes and a couple of creeks. And a lot of times you'll find that the crappie and the bait fish, for that matter, are associated with those ridges or contour changes. If we can find a good group of fish on any of those points, then we'll, you know, circle back around and kind of focus on those.
And he looks good.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty close, isn't he?
I think so.
Almost 13 inches.
So he felt awful good.
Good as white crappie.
I got one on the other side, Dave. That outside line on the pink.
Yeah, pretty nice fish. Board of truth out here.
Is it on the line, huh?
Nah, almost 13. The Enid, Arca-Butler, Sardis, Grenada, they all have to be over 12. So we're looking for 12 and a bit. That fish is right at 13-inch fish, so we're good there. But, you know, that's kind of unique. There's not a lot of places in our part of the South anyway that has a slot limit. It's, you know, 12-inch fish, but you know, the results are sort of easy to see, and that's why a lot of people come from a long ways away to fish in places like Enid and Grenada and Sardis.
And it's a crappie. You're not happy.
Well, hey, almost in it. About 11 7/8.
Pink. This one's gonna be about the same size, I think. I'm gonna be...
A little bigger, a little better fish. He'll keep. About a 12.5-inch fish. Nice fish.
It's gonna be a keeper.
Yeah. Almost 14. About 13 3/4. But you look, you know, we've just covered along and we've scratched together a box of fish. And that's one thing about the technique. You know, you don't have to have a lot of specialized equipment, really. I mean, obviously we're using a autopilot troller and several rods, but I have a friend that bass fishes, and when he gets through bass fishing, he'll take a rod on each side, you know, on the front deck, and down through the lake he'll go and catch him a mess of crappie to eat. So you can do it with just a few rods, rig up different ways to have rod holders, however it works for your boat. Yeah,
SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, let me get a shot of this.
Little mess of fish right there.
I tell you what, we had a pretty good day. It started out a little slow, but then it picked up. Like you said, the sun came out.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
It was foggy and overcast when we started this morning. It's a beautiful day now, and I think that helped visibility. And we finally found a few fish, and she figured some colors that were working, and
That's right.
put together a nice box of fish. See what we got in there.
That's all the time we have for this week. Thank y'all for sharing your time with us as we continue to take part in this great sport of hunting and fishing right here in Mississippi.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Amanda Mills.
And I'm Kevin Meacham.
See ya outdoors.
Riding through the bayou, headed for the sky blue, back out on the trail again and again. Hiking and hunting and fishing the land, time is time well spent.